Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame show for Week 12. And it's a rainy, windy night here in Cleveland as the Browns and Steelers are going to battle it out tonight. We're going to talk more about that, what I expect, what we all expect to happen, and what we would like to see happen. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 12 trivia question, and it is a Browns trivia question. Which Cleveland Browns player had the highest rushing yards average in the 2005 season? And I'll have the answer later in the podcast. It's Thursday Night Football, Week 12. We have a great AFC North matchup for you tonight as the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers kick off Week 12 of the NFL regular season at Huntington Bank Field. All eyes will be on the Turnpike rivalry as the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Browns kick off under the lights in prime time on Thursday Night Football action. The Russell Wilson-led Steelers come into this game, this divisional clash, with plenty of momentum. They secured a hard-fought win on Sunday over the reigning AFC North champions, Baltimore Ravens, to sit alone at top of the division, AFC North division, that is. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are coming into Cleveland riding a 5-game win streak. The Browns, on the other hand, are aiming to rebound from a tough 35-14 road loss to the New Orleans Saints, who outscored Cleveland 21-0 in the fourth quarter to turn a tight game into a blowout. Following Deshaun Watson's season-ending Achilles injury, Cleveland's offense has shown some flashes of brilliance with backup Jameis Winston, who threw for 395 yards and 2 touchdowns in his return to New Orleans. But throughout the season, the Browns have struggled to score, averaging a mere 16.2 points per game. Now their offense will face a suffocating defense, a Steelers defense. Pittsburgh's defense, led by standout pass rusher T.J. Watt, remains a formidable force, allowing only 16.2 points per game, the second least in the NFL. They also possess one of the league's best run defenses, allowing only 90.8 rushing yards per game. The Browns face a daunting challenge against Watt and the Steelers' other fierce edge rushers. Jedrick Wills, with both starting tackles Jedrick Wills Jr. and DeJuan Jones injured, the offensive line's vulnerability will likely lead to increased pressure on Winston. Pittsburgh's offense is powered by Wilson's steady quarterback play and a consistent ground attack from Najee Harris. In addition to the Steelers' improved boast one of the best wideouts, George Pickens, who ranks third in the NFL for receiving yards with 728. Despite the Steelers' impressive 8-2 record, their offense has consistently struggled to find the red zone this season. Sunday's game against the Ravens highlighted this issue, and kicker Chris Boswell accounted for all 18 of Pittsburgh's points, converting 6 field goals. And led by Myles Garrett, must contain the Steelers' physical rushing game and dynamic passing threats in order to spoil Pittsburgh's trip to Cleveland. Now, I feel tonight's game between the Browns and Steelers will be very competitive, and the Steelers are the Browns are 8-2. The Browns are 2-8. Excuse me, not 8-2. They're 2-8. My mistake. And the Steelers are 8-2. If the Browns want to come away with the win over the Steelers, they will have to jump on the Steelers early and really contain their defense and keep them from scoring in the end zone, depending on which Jameis Winston we see. If Winston and the Browns offense can really shut down Russell Wilson and the Steelers defense throughout the entire game and have the momentum they so need and not let up or not make those careless mistakes they have done in previous games following the Ravens' win, I feel they can get the win over the Steelers tonight. Browns fans would love to see by far. And defense has got to be able to make a difference tonight in being able to. I really feel the Browns would like to get this win. Now, even as a kid growing up in Alabama, Jameis Winston appreciated the Steelers-Browns rivalry, with its tradition rooted in a neighborly nestness. For Winston, all it took was for him to hear NFL Films narrator John Facenda, nicknamed the Voice of God, to understand that Pittsburgh facing Cleveland meant a little more than your average football game. Criminal pigskin. Seeing the blood, sweat, tears that happened, these games are hard-nosed, hard-fought, Winston said, balling his fist and punching his other hand for emphasis, true definition of cold weather football game. This is premier. On Thursday night, Winston, who passed for 295 yards last week, gets thrown into one of league's fiercest feuds as the Steelers 8-2 visit the Browns 2-8 in a game that looked more tantalizing on the schedule in September than it does now. After navigating through some starting quarterback issues, Pittsburgh again is atop of the tough as it gets. This is Pittsburgh's AFC North, while Cleveland's season has dissolved into an ugly mess. They require another major off-season overhaul for a franchise that was convinced the worst was behind it. The Steelers are rolling. They've won 5 straight and are coming off an 18-16 win at home over the Baltimore Ravens, while not essentially pleasing. The victory had many familiar traits from Pittsburgh's recent past: stout defense and solid special teams. Chris Boswell's 6 field goals carried the Steelers, and the defense came up with enough big plays to corral Lamar Jackson. It's the second time this season that Boswell has accounted for all Pittsburgh's points, and the treatment to Coach Mike Tomlin's trust in his kicker and team. It's whatever's required to win, and whatever that means, said Winston, whose 102nd career game as a pro will be his first against the Steelers. Is it 6 field goals? Is it 2 blocked punts? Is it 5 touchdowns? Whatever's required. If the Browns have anything going for them, it's that Thursday has been their day. Cleveland has won 8 straight home games on Thursdays, including 2 in the past 5 years over the Steelers. Of course, there will be the usual army of a terrible towel waving Pittsburgh fans who will venture into enemy territory to help make their team feel more at home. However, the Steelers expect to get the best of the Browns, the best the Browns can offer in prime time. We're going into a hostile environment, defensive tackle Cam Hayward said. The Matt Canada years, they just could not. We respect the background. We understand what those fans and their team is capable of. It's like those big rivalries in college football. It doesn't matter what the record is. You're going to get their best shot. You have to respect that, and you know we're looking forward to going up there. There's a simmering subplot. There's a simmering subplot, in this year's matchup. Partly a media creation of the completion and the comparison between the Steelers star linebacker T.J. Watt and Browns defensive end Myles Garrett intensified this week. When Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year last season, Watt, who finished second, posted nothing I'm not used to on social media the night of NFL honors. This week, Garrett responds to Watt's comment, which was open to interpretation. I never complained about the trophy not being at my house and vice versa. He shouldn't be feeling two ways about knowing it's going to be me, Garrett said. So just going to play the game. I don't play against TJ. He doesn't play against me. Garrett was asked if Watt reached out to him to clear the air. No, he didn't say nothing to me, Garrett said. He's going to have to apologize when I see him. The Steelers unveiled a new look last week using backup quarterback Justin Fields to replace Russell Wilson for a handful of snaps, including Pittsburgh's final drive when Fields ran for a 9-yard gain that helped kill the clock. It could become a fixture as Pittsburgh moves forward, though offensive coordinator Arthur Smith is quick to point out Fields is not there as simply a Wildcat-type threat. Fields, after all, did account for 10 touchdowns, five passing, 5 rushing, while filling in for Watson during Pittsburgh's 4-2 start. I don't view Justin in this role as a gadget guy, Smith said. We've got 2 starting quarterbacks, and he's a hell of a football player. Smith used a similar setup while calling the plays for Tennessee in 2019, bringing in Marcus Mariota occasionally to spell Ryan Tannehill to give opponents a different look. The Browns' struggles have been followed by another time honored Cleveland tradition, job speculation. Coach Kevin Stefanski has been widely criticized for the team's collapse caused by too many variables to list. And while he is aware his approval rating has taken a hit, Stefanski said growing up around sports talk radio in Philadelphia as a kid prepared him. Probably because I grew up listening to that. I'm smart enough not to worry about outside noise, he said. I get that's a part of this gig. That's life in the big city. My sole focus is getting this team ready to get a win on Thursday night. That's it. Stars like TJ Watt and Cam Hayward aren't the only ones making plays for the NFL's second stingiest defense. Pittsburgh is getting plenty of contributions from down the depth chart. Rookie linebacker Peyton Wilson and tumbling give me that interception against the Ravens. Fellow rookie cornerback Beanie Bishop already has 3 picks, and second-year linebacker Nick Herbig, filling in for an injured Alex Highsmith, forced a fumble last week and created the pressure that blew up a late 2-point conversion attempt by Baltimore. It's just a multitude of guys who know uh, what they're doing. And Hayward said, vets have helped out the younger guys to bring them up. It allows us to be interchangeable and allows us to have each other's backs and not blink in these moments. So and that is absolutely true. And I just do feel if the Browns can really keep the Steelers on their toes and keep them from getting into the red zone and scoring in the end zone, they can get the win. We'll get to my Thursday night pick in just a moment. Right now, it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 12 trivia question. It's a Browns one, as I said. Which Cleveland Browns player had the highest rushing yards average in the 2005 season? And if you said Dennis Northcutt, you are correct. Dennis Northcutt had the highest rushing yards average in the 2005 season for the Cleveland Browns. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Right now, I am going with the Browns to get the win. My brother-in-law has not texted me his pick yet. He has not sent it to me, so I don't know who he is going with yet. So if he's going to go with, I think he may go with the Steelers. I don't know, but I know my buddy Keith Norman, AK, better known as Keith and Legwood, he is going with the Browns. And my other colleague from Adnoya, Mohammed Rashid, is also going with the Browns. So we shall see. And it's scoreless first quarter, 7:35 to go. 4th and 4 to Pittsburgh 46. Browns have the ball. And it was a 3-12. It was an 8-yard game. Jameis Winston passed short right to the 34. Jerome Ford to the Pittsburgh 46 for 8 yards. It was at the Cleveland 46. That's where that took place. And now there's a flag. I'm hoping it's going to be on the Steelers. Please let it be on the Steelers. That's for sure. I am hoping, but yes, I am going with the Browns to win this game tonight. And I think it is on the Steelers. I don't know, but they have not.
During the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, block out of bounds, receiving team number 23. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick.
It's on the Steelers for unnecessary roughness. So
he called it on KG.
And so we'll see what if the Browns can come away with the win and go to 3-8. So if they can spoil the Steelers' trip to Cleveland tonight. So, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 12 pregame show. And I'll be back with the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football postgame show once the game between the Browns and Steelers has concluded. And I also want to add my player of the week for last week, for week 11, I'm giving it to C.J. Stroud for that victory last Monday night over the Cowboys this past Monday night. And I'm giving it to him because he really put up I think 3 or 4 touchdowns. So I really give it to him, C.J. Stroud. All right, now I'll be back once the Steelers-Browns game is concluded with the postgame show. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.